Hey y'all, it's been a few days since last time I posted a video. I've had a lot going on. Uh, been doing a lot of things, pretty much running myself ragged. And had an individual in my truck yesterday, and I was driving down Washington Street there, and there was a Ford truck in front of me, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the silver minivan pulls up alongside me, flicks me off, big Native American gal. And I don't take kindly to that kind of shit. If people would actually sit down and actually research the history of that rebel flag through and through, they'll understand, it's really not a racist symbol. But oh well. Anyways, I think the guy driving the Ford in front of me knew what my intentions were, because I went to go get in the other lane to get behind her so I can get alongside her and tell her, pretty much go fuck yourself. But he must have knew my intentions, because as soon as I went to go over, he cut me off. And to me, that was pretty much a sign of just leave it alone. But this individual has rode around with me in my pickup truck for the last few days, and they cannot believe the discriminating looks that I get in this town for flying the flag on my truck, And I really don't give a shit. But sorry about my phone going off. It never fails when I'm shooting a video or something like that. Then people start blowing up my phone. But I met this special individual, a couple of days ago. I should actually say Saturday. His name is Kyle. And I've seen, he's told me a lot of shit that he's been going through and all that. And I feel really bad for the kid. He doesn't really like the fact when people drink, if he notices that, even if people are a little tipsy, he gets pretty uncomfortable So I sat down and talked to him, told him, I've been pretty much through the same thing. I've been abused when alcohol's been involved when I was younger. But I really got to know this kid and the kind of issues that he had. I was kind of talking to him about, some things last night, and I kind of talked to him about the tattoo on my back. I got 2 6-shooters on my back, holds a banner, says the Outlaws. And then it has my uncle's name in it, my cousin Kenny's name, my dad's name in it. And of course my name's in it. And I was explaining to him, because he feels like he really ain't got nobody. And so I explained to him, I said, there's only 2 outlaws of us left, and unfortunately the other one is dying from cancer. He's, this is my dad I'm talking about. Starting to have all kinds of medical issues and whatnot. And I pretty much said, once my dad passes away, I'm the only one left. And he kind of pokes his head up and he looks at me and he goes, well, you have me. So I was talking to his aunt and I said, I don't know why he's so obsessed with me. There ain't nothing special about me. And she goes, well, he needs more positive male role figures in his life. And, I've done my fair share of stupid shit. There's things I regret, wish I would have never done. But I don't tell him about a lot of the things like that I've done, I suffer from PTSD myself. No, I never served in the military. I wish I could have. But when he was explaining this stuff to me, I could see he was getting a little jittery. I looked at him, I said, do you suffer from PTSD too? And he shook his head, yeah. And this is a fucking 16-year-old. I mean, what does that tell you? And, so I looked at him, I said, do you feel more comfortable with me being here? He shook his head, yeah. And So I ended up crashing where he was. I slept in a reclining chair in my sleeping bag. I love that fucking thing. And I brought him to school this morning. I took him fishing yesterday, but he kept talking about how, he wishes he could go get his fishing pole from here or whatnot, I hope my grandmother will let me use one of my grandpa's, and I really felt for the kid, so today I went out and bought him a fishing pole. He has no idea he's actually in school, so hopefully he'll be happy about it. It ain't nothing spectacular. I don't have the money I used to have where I can go out and spend, $120 on a rod and reel combo. Which I wish I could have done. I was thinking about going through my tackle and kind of putting a tackle box together for him. Because that's just the way I am. I know what I remember when I was young and starting out and whatnot. And yeah, I really feel for that kid. And I feel really bad, but I try to get him to understand. You really got people that really love you. He's talked about some things that I honestly should not hear out of a 16-year-old's mouth. Being suicidal. And I told him, I said, it's not worth it. I've been in your shoes. I've been suicidal. And I said, I pray to God that you never do no attempts, especially if you're in my life, because I've already dealt with enough death. Between friends and family members and people from my class that that I went through with high school and all that. And so I'm trying to spend a little bit more time with them so I can figure out a way to really help him and try to get him through the struggle that he's going through, since I've been through it myself. And and I also told him, I said, it also depends on who you hang out with. Brainerd, Baxter area, we're starting to get a lot more gang members in this area. And we explained to them, this town ain't nothing like it was when I was younger. And yeah, you had the wannabe gangs that pretended that they were little gang members, but now they're starting to emerge out of the darkness. And the last thing I need him to do is feel like he needs to join something like that to feel accepted, because like I told him, I said, you try to do that, they're going to use you as bait, and you're going to be the one paying the price for what they did. And he looked at me and he goes, how do you know that? I said, because that's how it works. There's initiation and all that bullshit. He was actually telling me how he wishes he could just stab somebody in the stomach. Pretty much kill him. And I said, sit down and think about it. Is it worth it? In your mind, you might think it's worth it. But is it worth spending all that time behind bars? He goes, well, it'll be alright if he doesn't die. I said, yeah, but you still get nailed for attempted manslaughter, which, could be a life sentence anyways. And I said, it's not worth it. I said, the only way people will be able to see you is if they go there. And I said, you're too young to even be thinking like shit like that. I explained to him how, a friend of mine in high school, sophomore year, he was shot and killed above one of the bars here in downtown Brainerd. And he was the same age. And it's not good. And he didn't believe me at first, so so I went on my phone and I looked up the the reports in the paper and all that, and I had him read through it. And I'm really hoping that I'm really starting to turn them around a little bit to get away from these thoughts. It's not good to have those even at our age, But anyways, when I stopped here at the local Walmart to pick this young buck up a fishing pole of his own, his aunt's like, I can't believe all the looks I got just for sitting in this truck when you got your flags on. And I told her, I said, my truck's starting to stand out in a lot of different places. I told her I've even had them on when I've been driving through Little Falls. And she goes, really? Yeah. I don't give a fuck. You know, so all you people that are against this flag and don't know the true history behind this flag, because in school they don't teach you the fucking real meaning and the, you know, the creation of that flag in the first place. You know, so all the haters like that, you can all fuck yourself. You know, I'm still looking for that guy to spit on my truck almost a week ago. And when I drive down Oak Street, I pay real close attention to see if I ever spot him, because I'm going to pull up and I'm going to spit in that motherfucker's face myself. And ask him how it fucking feels. You know, if he bitches about it, so be it. But since I'm sitting here outside the Social Security office, you know, nothing better to do, I figured I'd shoot a video, because I'm waiting for this person to come out of here. You know, I've been trying to help a friend of the family out. You know, she can't be doing everything that she's been doing. She's always trying to figure out how to get everything done. You know, so I kind of stepped in, and, you know, and I said, I'm here to help. And so she doesn't have, I'll handle the other stuff while she has to do the other shit she has to do. And hopefully it'll make her a little easier. You know, she keeps saying, you know, I'll give you gas money. Well, I don't want it. I ain't worried about it. I told her, I told the gal last night, I said, you guys would have done the same thing for me if I would have been in the same predicament. And, but I suppose for now, since it's going on 12 minutes on this video, I'm going to let you all go. So, we'll catch you later, and hopefully we'll do some fishing later. I'm going to try to shoot some video of that. And, not so sure. It rained pretty hard last night. But we'll catch you all later. And so, Crow Ring Redneck, out, y'all. Have a good day.